Truth Seekers. Welcome back. Zach here. It's March 28th, 2016. One of the mainstream media stories today was that yesterday, Easter Sunday, a tombstone was found in New York Central Park created for Donald Trump. The media is saying they don't know whether this is a prank or a real death threat. What I want to show you in this video is how this story is another coded riddle put out by the Freemasons and Zionists who run the media, and it is truly foreshadowing an assassination or an assassination attempt on Donald Trump and possibly more. Recently, I put out this video, which I am linking down in the description. If you have not seen this video, you need to watch it after you finish this one when you have the time. In this video, I explain how they've been dropping clues in the media through their other propaganda stories that there will be a political assassination on May 23rd, the 144th day of the year. This video will be linked in the description, lots of important information. What I want to show you is how this story of the tombstone on Easter Sunday also foreshadows the May 23rd assassination. If you're new to my channel, I teach the language of gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words, and how the mainstream media actively uses this practice in coding riddles before the people's eyes who bear witness to this media. I will link down in the description my How to Gematria video in case you have not learned these skills yet. Right away, the timestamp on this article stands out. 1033. Remember, in numerology, 0 doesn't count, so it's a lot like 133, this number. White House equals 133. Government equals 133. Earlier this year, when Donald Trump was debating to be the Republican candidate, they routinely brought up that he was the 133rd richest man according to Forbes. A number that fits with White House and government. This story, it comes today, March 28th, the 88th day of the year because it's a leap year. March 28th, the 88th day of the year. This corresponds with the name Trump. Trump equals 88, the same word that is visible on the tombstone for Donald Trump. In the history of the nation, the first president, George Washington, had name gematria of 88 as well. Words such as poison, program, and Uncle Sam all have gematria of 88. Today's date, March 28, 2016, has numerology of 47. Fitting for the subject, the word president has gematria of 47. This tombstone was found in Central Park, which has gematria of 47. Central Park in simple English gematria also equals 119. This is identical to Star of David, 47 the small way, 119 the big way. Star of David is the symbol of the Zionists. Remember, last week, March 21st, Donald Trump backed out of the Fox News debate in favor of meeting with AIPAC, the Zionist Israel lobby. Star of David, the symbol of the Zionist Israel nation. With regards to that 119, all-seeing eye also sums to 119. Keep in mind this is in New York. New York, September 11th, written 11/9 in most parts of the world. So now here's where the coding comes in for May 23rd. Notice that Trump tombstone, as it's referred to, has gematria of 58 as well as 67. This is identical to Freemasonry. Freemasonry equals 58 and 67. Keep in mind George Washington, the first president, was a 33rd degree Freemason. He died at age 67. Blood sacrifice equals 67. Today's date in numerology also connects to 67 as well as 47. Numbers that sync up with the location and the subject. Trump tombstone in Central Park. On the bottom of the tombstone, hopefully you can make this out, made America hate again. In recent weeks, I've done a video on how a Donald Trump presidency would be all about creating hate. I also said his campaign is all about creating hate. All of this is very transparent when you're awake. Made America hate again. Well, there's another interesting riddle in this phrase. Made America hate again equals 139. Freemasonry the big way equals 139. Remember, the Abraham Lincoln story. Abraham Lincoln was nearly assassinated at the Willard Hotel on February 23rd. He would be shot years later on Good Friday at Ford's Theater. Ford's Theater the small way equals 58, just like Willard Hotel the small way equals 58. The big way, Willard Hotel and Ford's Theater both equal 139, identical to Freemasonry. These numbers show up in death, hoaxes, big propaganda stories, all by the numbers, by the Masonic numbers. There's also a phrase about Easter eggs, hiding important information before people's eyes. Of course, it also applies to Easter, the day this was found, but I think this story truly is an Easter egg in the way the phrase is used when things are hidden within media. Easter egg has gematria of 87. Yesterday, Easter Sunday, was the 87th day of the year. Today's the 88th day. Yesterday was the 87th day. I think this was a major Easter egg in Central Park. Notice Trump was born in the year 46. Easter Sunday had numerology of 46. The word sacrifice equals 46. It was found in the part of the park known as Sheep's Meadow. And I think this is a subtle jab at the Trump supporters. The powers that be, they know that the masses are brain dead. They know they're asleep. They know it's easy to mock them and get away with it. And at the same time, while mocking them, it's easy to have the masses come to celebrate that mocking without realizing they're being mocked, which is exactly what Donald Trump is. All of these people supporting Donald Trump are truly sheeps. The sheeple, who I want to turn back into people. Can't say it enough. Anyhow, Sheep's Meadow has some interesting things going on. Sheep's Meadow equals 133, like White House, like government, like Trump's wealth position, number 133. Sheep's Meadow also sums to 52, 61, and 70. 52 is interesting because this year the United States is 239 years old. 239 is the 52nd prime number. It's also the Secret Service that are handling this situation. Remember, the Secret Service were created the day Lincoln was shot. That's the day the Secret Service became official, the same day Lincoln was shot. Sheep's Meadow has connections in gematria to Secret Service. Lincoln equals 79, Secret Service equals 79. So now here's the other important part. Supposedly, this was discovered on Easter Sunday. Easter Sunday has gematria of 44. Trump right now is running to be the 44th person to be president. Obama's number 44, but Obama's only the 43rd person to be president because Grover Cleveland was number 22 and number 24. Right now, there's a lot of foreshadowing for an assassination of both Obama and someone running for president who is most likely Donald Trump. Parallels are being made to Donald Trump and George Wallace because George Wallace was a bigot and ran on division and hate, much like Trump. George Wallace was shot 44 years ago in May 1972. There's foreshadowing for a May 23rd assassination this year. The word kill equals 44. This number shows up on major political assassinations in the United States and elsewhere again and again. Easter in simple English gematria also sums to 68. Donald John Trump, his full name, equals 68. Barack Obama equals 68. In 68, Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated on 4/4. Bobby Kennedy died at 1:44 in the morning on June 7th, 6/7, like blood sacrifice. A lot like 67. Think about it. Donald John Trump, Barack Obama, two men who've been attached at the hip politically since Obama took office. Trump began the whole birther conversation by saying Obama was born in Kenya. Birther happens to have gematria 44. Fitting for Obama, the 44th president, Trump running to be the 44th man to be president. Easter Sunday also has gematria of 152, like the word Pennsylvania, which reminds me of the address at the White House. When you write out 44, it sums to 144. When you write out April 4th, it sums to 144. Same with when you write out Easter Bunny. These numbers all connected to death and assassination. Bobby Kennedy died at 1:44 in the morning. JFK was the 44th term president. He died on the first day of Sagittarius, which has gematria of 144. Lincoln dreamed that he'd be shot on April 4th, only to be shot 10 days later. 10 days later equals 144. And May 23rd this year is the 144th day of the year because it's a leap year. It's also the day that leaves 222 days left in the year. 2, the number of division. In numerology, when you triple a number, you triple its power. This assassination, should it happen, will be about dividing, inciting hate, the way these Masons operate. Divide and conquer, order through chaos. So anyhow, at the beginning we talked about how Tombstone and Freemasonry equal 58. From yesterday, the date of the Tombstone, until May 23rd is a span of 58 days. Obama, when he first became president, one of the first things he did was reopen Ford's Theater, where Lincoln was shot. Obama from the land of Lincoln. Ford's Theater, 58. Willard Hotel, 58. Freemasonry, 58. From the Tombstone story to Donald Trump's birthday is a span of 79 days. 79, the number for murder. As I often say, these events measured against the person's birthday is often foretelling. This is how the Masons and the Zionists measure in their hoaxes by the numbers. It's also a span of 11 weeks and 2 days. Remember 112, the alt dialing code for 911. From the date of the Tombstone to the date of election for the president, November 8th, 2016, is a span of 227 days. Remember, 227, a number that routinely shows up in death and assassination as well. Lincoln died at 7:22 in the morning. JFK was following the car in Dealey Plaza named after a 33rd degree Mason that had 227 on the license plate. The commission that investigated his death, the gematria of the commission sums to 722. These numbers show up a lot around death. There's many more examples. There's countless on this video channel. 22 divided by 7 also gives us the number for pi, having to do with cycles and circles. I just did a video on Easter Sunday, the Easter Bunny, and I talked about the significance of pi, these same numbers, 144, 227, how it all comes together. I'll link that video in the description as well. And with regards to November 8th, the date of the election, that sequence, 11-8, is a lot like 118, the number for death in Jewish gematria. Real quick, I'll just close out with a visual lesson on 227 and the significance of it in our language. Again, when you divide 22 divided by 7, it sums to 3.14, the approximation for pi. You know, March 14th is Pi Day, pi r squared, you know, the math you learn in geometry having to do with circles. Notice how 22 divided by 7 in gematria equals 314. I don't think this is a coincidence. I think this is a very old and relevant concept that is purposefully coded into our English language. And when our language was built, these kind of measurements were made. I have no doubt that English is built on top of gematria. Gematria is thousands of years old. English is a few hundred years old. Also, in case you're new here, Mark of the Beast has gematria of 144. If you add the first 144 decimal points of pi, it sums to 666. 666 is said to be the mark of the beast. Both 144 and 666 come from Revelation in the Bible. This is what I mean when I say these numbers have a relationship. Easter Bunny equals 144. Santa Claus equals 666 in English gematria. Think about it. And since we're here, I'll just show you this real quick on the calculator. Freemasonry, small way, big way, 58,139. Willard Hotel, 58 small way, 139 big way. Ford's Theater, 58 small way, 139 big way. And these are the numbers coded on Trump's tombstone. We don't need to ask ourselves anymore who put the tombstone in Central Park on Easter Sunday. It's these same Masons who do everything by the numbers. And the reason the mainstream media carries it is because they want the propaganda, they want the coding, they want the riddles out there. The powers that be, they must be bored. They like taunting America. They like putting the truth before their eyes, thinking they have no way to access the truth. If you can help me, please like, share, subscribe. This information needs to go viral. Everyone in the nation needs to know about this. You know? This can be stopped if enough people awake to the truth. All right, Truth Seeker, until next time.